On this video at Doug's Home Arcade showcasing my Flash pinball machine by Williams. This was released in 1979. A couple tidbits of history for this game. This was the very first pinball machine to have background sounds. Was also the very first game to have flasher bulbs. You can see that in the flash insert. There's two of them in this machine. This was also the first game to have translucent inserts on the playfield, and also Williams redesigned the lane guides. You can see what they look like then, and this is what they used to look like prior. This was also the #1 produced game. They made just over 19,500 of these flash machines, and that record was not beat until Addams Family came out, and that was I believe just over 20. And even though Addams Family has the Bally name on it, is 100% Williams made machine, since Williams were making Bally machines at the time. They had bought Bally out a few years prior, so they were making Williams machines with a Bally name on it. But I played a lot of Flash. There was an arcade by my house, a Family Fun Center actually, that had a really nice one. This was in 1981. And just fell in love with this game. It was one of my favorite games next to Firepower, which I got one of those as well. And that same arcade had a Firepower, and there was also a Gorgar, I remember, and a Alien Poker as well, and a Space Mission. So some really good machines at the smaller arcade that was in that Family Fun Center. There was a larger arcade, and they had all the holy grails that were in there. I actually have one of the machines that came from that Family Fun Center, which is my Black Knight. Go ahead and check out the video on that. It's up as well. But I loved everything about this game. Just very fast action. Totally love the side flipper, and you can loop it around. This game was really cutting edge at the time. The playability was just so ahead of everything else that was out at the time, and this was a big game changer. So I started to look for one of these in the early 90s, and actually had a hard time finding one of these at the time. But I had just lost out on one deal, and did come across a machine. It was around 99, I think it was, 2000. And picked that up on eBay, but I had to have it shipped since it was out of state. And this is the first time I was using eBay to pick up pinball machines, and this was one of the first ones I picked up. Now the game didn't work, had a very good playfield. This is the playfield that you're looking at. It's in really good condition, and that was the deal for me, was the playfield. So I went ahead and bought the game. So the game didn't work. Back glass was in kind of rough condition, and the cabinet was kind of rough on it too. It had some, didn't really realize it till I got it home, but it had some, the game had been sitting outside, and it had some water damage. The head was kind of bowing on the top. But the worst part of the whole thing is when I finally got the game working, it was not playable. The inserts, especially the 1 through 4, were completely cupped really bad, and you couldn't even shake the ball out of there. It would just sit in that crater, and that was it. So I pretty much had a big paperweight that I had just purchased. So about a few months later, I stumbled on a worn out playfield. It was also on eBay, and it had the same inserts, and I'm going to explain the difference here. So this is an early model Flash. So everything you see on this game, you'll see on the early models. So the difference in changes was later on. This one has the blue stand-ups, also the red arrow inserts, and this is the really hard one, the translucent 2x and 3x multiplier. Now they changed those. There was some later flashes that you'll see, and a lot of them had the non-translucent 2x and 3x. It was just like a solid green color. And then some of these red arrows, you'll see that as an orange color instead of the red. And then the stand-ups also, you'll see some flash machines with red as well. Now there's also a difference in the ROMs. The first ROMs were the yellow ROMs, and which my machine had, and later they changed that to the green ROMs. Now there's a big difference as far as I'm concerned between those two ROMs. One is with the 10,000 sound for the pocket here, or the kickback. So on the early ROMs, the yellow ROMs, when you score that 10,000 points, they'll give like a swooshing sound that kind of goes like a boo whoop sound, and then they changed that to like just a generic sound, almost the same sound that the 5,000 scored. I didn't like that. I liked the sound of the early ROMs better. So I've been more of a fan with the earlier models than the later models. So back to the playfield. So I picked up this playfield and decided, I was worn out, and decided to do a complete insert transfer. So I went ahead and popped all the inserts out of the worn out playfield and stuck them into this playfield, and it turned out very good. It was over 20 years ago. This machine still plays very fast and very well. Definitely better than what it was before it wasn't even playable. So I'm very happy the way this turned out. Now over the years I did some more changes to this machine. So I did pick up a back glass about the time I picked up that worn out playfield, and come to find out it came from the same machine that came from that worn out playfield, and that back glass was better. It wasn't perfect, but it was better, and I had that for quite a long time. But I did come across another flash around 2013, right around there or so, and that one had a really nice back glass on it. It was a later model, so I did, even though the machine was probably overall in better shape, I was still happy with this machine. So I did a back glass transfer, and this back glass is in extremely nice condition. And around 2005, I stumbled on a cabinet. I was at an auction, and the cabinet was just the cabinet, the displays, and the boards were all in it. No playfield, no glass, and nobody wanted it. So I picked it up for like 20 bucks, and this is the cabinet that you're looking at. It's not perfect, but it's extremely nice. I see a lot of these flashes over the years, and I've owned actually a few of them since my original one here, and none of them are really in good shape. Now, a lot of these flashes get beaten up. But even though I've had other flashes, I've decided always to keep this one. It's been just the story with this one, getting this game pieced together, and it plays really good. A lot of flashes I've come across just really have the insert cupping problem seems to be pretty common on this game. So I'm happy that so far this one's been holding up pretty good for me. But that's the story. This is definitely a keeper in my collection. This was a must-have, and very happy to that this game turned out and is able to save this machine in the end. But we'll go and pause for a moment, and we'll get a game started so you can see in action.